Okay, Olivia, it's so great to talk to you. You made such a huge impression already this season. You're a new cast member, but you are not new to Charleston. Did you grow up there, and did you know anybody on the cast?
I did. I knew a few of them. Leva, Catherine, I had met Austen and Craig prior to. I'd never lived in Charleston full time, but my family always had a place here. So it had always been home away from home.
Okay. Okay. And why did you decide to go back to Charleston at this point in your life?
I was in LA and COVID hit and really shook up everything for me. I knew I wanted to eventually be closer to home, and I thought, what better time to do it than now? I just wasn't comfortable being so far away during the chaos. So I came back here, and then things just kind of fell into place for me to stay.
Yeah, well, you have a great place to stay. It's a pretty sweet pad. Are you still there, or have you moved out yet?
I am, but the roommates, my parents, they're in Texas primarily now. My dad's heading a company out there, so it's just me, and it seemed kind of silly not to.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty sweet. Okay, awesome, I love that. Now, as far as your career goes, I know you've done some acting. What are you doing now in Charleston as far as work goes?
Well, before I came to Charleston, I was working as a production assistant and an assistant to an acting coach. And I was just getting my hands dirty with production work, and I really wanted to direct. And then now I met a videographer here. And so I've been working with him and kind of picking up where I left off, which has been nice because I've kind of been able to bring my passion that I was working on LA here to Charleston. So we film a lot of promotional videos for restaurants and like local businesses, and it's been really fun.
Very cool. I love that. You've got some friends who have some nice local businesses, so that's that works. That works. Well, it was interesting, some of the immersion you've had with some of the women in the group. I know, like you said, you're friends with Catherine, and then you had sort of some weirdness with like Benita, and Naomi. Did you expect them to react the way they did during that party where they really were very harsh to you?
I really wasn't. I wasn't expecting that at all, which was kind of why I walked away, because I didn't really know how to react in that moment.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I see right now you and Benita are trying to get to a better place, but what do you think is stopping you guys from really like moving forward?
I think at this point it was we just were having a disconnect, and we weren't ever really in the environment to fix that. Mm-hmm. And when we finally get a chance to sit down and talk, I felt like we were able to clear the air, and we're in a good place now. So I think that's all it really needed. It was just one simple conversation without all the noise with background noise. Yeah,
there's a lot of background noise. A lot with this group. And then there's the interesting dynamic that you have with Madison. I know Benita was upset you invited her to your party. She didn't go, but then she's been a little shady. What is going on with Madison? Because she's engaged. She's gone. So
I don't know. I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I personally thought she and I were in a relatively okay spot. We don't know each other, so I didn't think we knew each other enough to be having shade thrown. So I don't know. I thought things were okay, but seems to not be. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that was very confusing because you're taking a really smart approach with Austen. You're not going all in. You're sort of like, being very casual. Did you feel like you're being sort of going through twists and turns with him? Like at first, did you think maybe you're dating? Then you're like, what's going on? Like, a lot of push and pull.
Yeah, I definitely, and getting to know him now, and it just felt like there was like a lot of hesitation on his part, and that there was still stuff there that he maybe needed to sort out. And I think he was thinking I was expecting more than I was. I was just happy to go on a date or two, get to know each other. Mm-hmm. So I think just seemed a little mixed signals there at the beginning.
Yeah, because you guys were filming, was it not long after the whole summer house fallout with Sierra and all that? So, Okay.
Yeah. But again, that was all, before me. So like with everyone else, I didn't want to come in with any kind of like pre-existing opinions, and stuff didn't have anything to do with me. So I really didn't want that to have an effect on how things went with he and I.
Yeah, yeah. And I've talked to Austen before. He's a fun, nice guy. He's getting pretty heavily roasted lately. What do you make of this? And what do you think people don't know about Austen that they really should know about him?
I mean, Austen is a very sensitive guy. I don't know if that comes across to a lot of people, but I just think he is misunderstood. I mean, he's made some bonehead moves, but for the most part, I don't think he at all deserves the backlash he's getting from people. I think people go really, really hard on him, and he is I think he's easy for people to make the villain because he's the guy and can come across as like the party boy in some scenes. I don't know. I didn't understand everyone's frustration with him. It does make me sad because I don't see him the way other people do, and anyone that really knows him doesn't think the same things that people are saying.
Yeah, no, it definitely seems to be a little over the top. That is definitely for sure. Yeah. And you're just dating. I did think it was interesting. I'm sure you caught this. You were wearing a very pretty ring on Watch What Happens Live, and everyone's like, "Are they engaged? Can you maybe straighten that out?"
No ring. I got to wear these beautiful jewels for the show, and I put them on both sides, and now I'm like, oh, sorry, that was confusing. But no engagement, not anytime soon.
Okay, yeah, no. So you're just looking to date. What are we going to see between you guys? Because you definitely are playing it smart, but are we going to continue to see you guys continue to date, or are you going to take the relationship in another direction, you think?
Yeah, you'll see us both try to figure out what we're doing, and that we hit some speed bumps along the way, and it's you're going to see all of that unfold. And but I mean, for the most part, it was fun. There's nothing detrimental to it. So I'm excited for people to see that and just see that side of him. Like, he really is great, and he is charming, and he is very, very sweet and considerate, and I'm excited for people to see that about him.
Yeah. And then as far as like some of the other relationships going on, I know you're friends with Taylor. What is going on there with her, with the relationship with Shep?
Well, I mean, they're on break right now, and I think it's just been, any breakup's hard to navigate through, but throwing on the public eye of it too, I think that's been very tricky for her, but she's handling it well. They're both really taking the space and taking the time that they need to figure out what they want to do. I don't think any doors are closed permanently.
Okay.
So just taking that time, but she's doing good, and Shep is too. I love them both.
Yeah. And how has this been on you? Because this is your first time on reality television. It
is pretty much.
I mean, how has it been? Because I know what you're saying. The fans can get a little overexcited and say some interesting things. How have you been able to deal with that?
I mean, for the most part, I've gotten really good feedback. I think it's just knowing that people who really know me and know me as a person, like, their opinions matter the most. And I just hope and trust that with time that the show brings, and that they can see that they might have jumped to some wrong conclusions starting out. I don't know. You just kind of have to trust the process and stay true to yourself, and hope that kind of comes through for them.
Okay. To see. So you have pretty thick skin.
I try.
It's hard. Before I let you go, there is something I thought was interesting at the beginning of the season. I was so surprised when, it was Craig, and then he thought the guys were jealous of him. Did you feel that at all, or was Craig just sort of thinking that they were jealous?
I personally don't see them being jealous. What I saw was that Craig sincerely felt that. So, for that sake, I would hope that they could clear it up, but I didn't at all take it that way. I don't think they're like that.
Okay. Yeah. I know they end up in a wrestling match, in Austen. So
I guess you could call it that. I didn't know what to call that.
It was like 2 fourth graders going at it or something. It was funny. And I know they're friends now, so I'm glad that they worked it all out. and everything like that. Is there anything specific that you can tease that we're going to be seeing from you specifically this season?
I get drunk and ride a horse.
Oh,
so that would be interesting.
no.
Yeah, I thought I carried myself pretty well with the alcohol. And then we went on some fun vacations together, and, you know, a lot of time overnight together and a lot of drinks. Obviously something's going to happen. So that's probably my biggest uh-oh moment.
Oh, no. And you're okay. You don't fall from the horse. Okay.
That's all.
Okay. All right. Thank God. Okay. Well, that is awesome. All right. Well, I'm glad we got a chance to talk, and I'm glad also you cleared that up with Austen. I do feel like he is getting hit really, really hard. So I think that that's good that we put that out there, because I agree with you.
Question.
I don't think he deserves it either. I think he's a nice guy. So, well,
and he'll appreciate that as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, we look forward to drunk horseback riding. I think that will be fun. And I'm really glad that you joined this season. You're a fabulous addition to the cast.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you saying that.